head in the picture. Let's get the full view. Welcome to ABC Yoga. I'm Amy, Bill, and of course we may see an occasional cat. And we see a couple more people joining. Hi, Becky. Tanya's coming in as well. So wonderful, ladies. Nice to see everyone. We're going to get started this morning on our backs. So settle in. Hi, Tanya. So take up a lot of space. Spread out those legs. Extend the arms up overhead. Spread the fingers wide. Take up as much space as possible. Squeeze, expand, and then soften. Back of the hands to the mat. Just allow the body to settle in. Allowing the feeling of the heavy bones. The belly soft. Notice everything that's connected with the mat and see if you can surrender a little more. And just checking in. Noticing the energy level of the body. Taking attention to your mental state. And then noticing the heart. Is it tender? Is it open? We're not changing anything. We're just getting a reading at the beginning of class. And finally, we draw our attention to our breath. And the breath really is our yoga practice. So let's take a full breath together in through the nose. Open up the mouth, just sigh it out. Ah. As we gently rock the back of the head side to side. And let's give ourselves a morning hug. Squeeze those knees into your chest. Wrap around, find your wrists, maybe those elbows. Allow the feet to soften as you squeeze the knees in towards the chest. We draw our shoulders away from our ears. Again, just gently rock that head side to side. As we'll cactus our hands out to the side, drop the knees to the right, squeeze those knees together, and maybe take your gaze over that opposite shoulder. I had some nice cracks there. And then squeezing those knees back together, we'll draw them back to center, and on the exhalation, drop them in the opposite direction. And maybe take your gaze over that opposite shoulder. We unhinge our jaw. On an inhale, squeeze those knees back together. Bring them back to center. And we'll extend the legs up towards the ceiling. We'll interlace our hands behind the head and just drop that right knee. We'll hover it a few inches above the floor. So we'll take that right elbow outside the left knee. Right leg comes back to center. Left leg drops and we twist in the opposite direction. So we inhale, drop the leg and twist, breathe in, opposite leg, elbow to the outer right knee. So just moving with your own breath count as we begin to connect with our core. Just a few more here. You can modify as you wish. Let's take last 3. Moving with our breath, we're twisting on 2. And on 1, twist, hug those knees back in as we begin to rock backwards and forwards. So allow those feet to come flat on the floor. We inhale, exhale, 3 or 4 more rocks. Warming up that back body. We'll cross our ankles and just find your way into our cat-cow position. So knees under hips, hands underneath your shoulders, spread those fingers wide. Let's just wag our tail side to side. And again, warming up our core this morning. Tops of the feet are going to root to the floor, look straight ahead, open up those collarbones, root the feet, and begin to hover those knees just a couple inches above the mat. That navel's coming in and up towards the spine. The back of our neck is lengthening. Root through those hands, engage those muscles. Take one more breath here. On an exhale, the knees come back to the earth. We'll bump those hips side to side. 2 more, just like that. So same setup, opening up the tops of the feet, hover those knees, engage that core, breathing in and out through the nose, cultivating our breath, warming up the body. Lift that back body another inch. Beautiful, we'll drop those knees, we'll bump those hips side to side. Gorgeous, 1 more like that. Stay with us, tops of the feet root. We hover, breathe, shoulders over those wrists. 2 more breaths. We're breathing, last full inhale. On an exhale, roll over those toes into our downward dog as we begin to just pedal out the feet. We shake out that head again. So just alternating the heel towards the floor, warming up our calves. Steady breathing. Then keep both heels off the mat. Let's hover those knees above the earth. Shins are parallel. Then we begin to expand. We lift through those sits bones, opening up the backs of the legs, and we draw our heels down. Gorgeous. 2 more like that. So we find those Barbie feet, open up the arches, hover those knees. Our core is engaged as we begin to lift through those sits bones. Activate those heels down. Gorgeous. 1 more like that. We breathe in, we hover. Our core is engaged. We lengthen, we expand. Our version of our downward dog, heels down. Shake out that head. So we'll extend that right leg up towards the sky and just take a low lunge. So the left knee on the earth, untuck the toes and just melt forward. Open up those collarbones, soften the toes on the right foot. We'll take our hands on that right thigh. Now find a tall spine. Energetically, we're drawing that right heel towards the center of our mat, and we'll extend our arms up towards the sky. So look straight ahead, draw those floating ribs back into the body. Let's lower the right hand down. You can take it on a brick or just allow those fingers to hover. Maybe the fingers connect with the floor. Fanning those ribs. With an inhale, that right hand comes high. Exhale, left hand down, leaning up and over that left side of the body. Keep rooting that right foot. Steady breathing. Inhale that left hand up towards the sky. So now let's cactus, open up that chest, shake out that head. We'll extend our arms up, take the hands outside the front foot, and we'll just step into our downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. So between sides, let's just pedal out the feet, shake out that head. On the next inhale, the left leg lifts, and we find that low lunge. Right knee to the earth, untuck the toes, and just melt. Open up those collarbones. Feel that stretch on the right hip flexor. Beautiful. Then we take the hands on top of the thigh, tall spine. Energetically draw that left heel towards the center of the mat. So where do you feel it in the body? Open up those collarbones. We'll extend the arms up towards the sky and we'll lower that left hand. Again, my hand is just hovering. You can use that brick. Fan that right side of the body. Steady breathing. Inhale, left hand high. Opposite hand towards the floor. Hovers, maybe connects to the mat. Breathing in. We'll inhale that right hand high. Now let's cactus. Open up that heart, shake out that head. One more breath in. On an exhale, just release the hands to the floor. Tuck the right toes under this time. We'll just step into our high plank. So our shoulders over the wrist creases. Split your feet, give yourself hips distance. Find that balance. Let's lift that back body and just reach your heart an inch forward as we slowly lower all the way down to the mat for 5, 4, use those knees if you wish, 3, 2, on 1. We untuck our toes, take your hands outside the mat, we tent our fingers, inhale, find a baby cobra, maybe a little higher, or gaze over the right shoulder. Are you breathing?
Yeah.
Over the left shoulder, back to center, all the way down, forehead to the floor, hands in line with their chest, tuck those toes under. In our next breath, high plank, beautiful downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. So the right leg's going to lift. Step it forward this time into a high lunge. We'll come all the way up and we'll bring our hands to our heart center. So interlacing the fingers, on an inhale, we're going to reach those palms forward. Find that scissor action in the hips. Now extend the arms up towards the sky. Find that breath. Track that right knee over the right ankle. And we'll just flutter those hands down towards the mat. Step that right leg back. High plank to low plank. A cobra or up dog. Beautiful. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our left leg lifts. Step it forward into that high lunge. Come all the way up. We bring our prayer to our heart center. Scissor action in those hips. So interlace those fingers. On an inhale, press those palms forward. Then we lift. Gaze straight ahead. Track that left knee over the left ankle. And just allow those fingers to float down. Step that left leg back. Vinyasa, high plank to low. Cobra or up dog. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Finding that breath. Lifting through those sits bones. Take another inhale here. Ooh, let that go. Look forward, bend the knees, step, maybe hop to the top of the mat. We find that halfway lift. Forward fold. Just unwind the spine. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. We take a full breath in. Let's take a slight back bend. And we swan dive forward. Navel in and up towards the spine. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump the feet back. High to low plank. Cobra or up dog. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Right leg lifts. We find that high lunge again. Come all the way up. Our prayer to our heart center. Again, we'll interlace our fingers. Inhale, press those palms forward. Relax those shoulders. Then we're opening up those shoulders. Now let's twist to the right. Spread those fingers wide. We inhale, come back to center. Now we'll open into warrior two. Relax those shoulders. Let's sit a little deeper. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. We'll reverse and we'll take our vinyasa. Beautiful, hands to the mat, high to low. Moving with our breath, cobra or up dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our left leg lifts. High lunge. Ride that breath all the way up. We bring our prayer to our heart. Interlace the fingers. On an inhale, we press those palms forward. We open up our shoulders. Now we'll release and twist to the left. Maybe showing me your jazz hands. Inhale high. Open into warrior two. So sit low. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. Feel the foundation with the feet. We'll reverse on the inhale. And our vinyasa. On the exhale, step the leg back, drop the knees if you wish. Maybe it's a three-legged dog or extra push-ups. We'll always meet in downward dog. Soft eye gaze. Reconnecting, finding that breath. Please take one more inhale. We let that go. We gaze forward, bend the knees, step, maybe hop or just walk to the top, halfway lift, a deep forward fold, and just unwind that spine. So I tuck my tail, good morning Ringo, big breath in, a slight back bend, and a forward fold, swan dive. Use that core. We find that halfway lift. With control, we step or jump those feet back, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. Beautiful. Downward dog. Soft eye gaze. That right leg lifts again. We find that high lunge. Ride that breath all the way up. We bring our prayer to our heart center. This time we extend, we lift, twist to the right. That left elbow outside the right knee. Lifting that left heel, activate scissor action in the hips. So our elbows are stacked. Stay here or let's expand. Right hand high, left fingers brush towards the floor. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Complete that exhale. We bring our prayer to our heart center. Inhale high. So we were here before. We'll interlace our fingers. Inhale, press those palms away. We lift up those hands and into our warrior 2. So sit deep, sit low. Right leg extends. We find our triangle. Reach, let go. Left hand high. So this should open up our shoulders. Twisting, big circle. And we'll change direction. Moving with your breath, clearing the air, finding that the motion, the complete expansion of that left hand, then find your way back into your triangle position. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale completely, back into warrior 2. Nice. Now your vinyasa. Hands to the mat, high to low, cobra or up dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Shake out that head. Left leg lifts. We find that high lunge. Come all the way up. We bring our prayer to our heart center. Scissor action in the hips. Lift and twist. So right elbow outside the left knee. Soles of the palms connect. Reach through that right heel. Can you take your navel off the thigh? So stay here or we expand. Steady breathing. Those right fingers brush towards the floor. Maybe gaze up towards that left thumb. Together we'll bring our prayer back together. We come all the way up. And again, we'll bring our hands to our heart center. Interlace the fingers, inhale. Push those palms forward. We lift our hands and we come into warrior 2. So straighten that left leg, setting up for our triangle. We expand, we reach. Left hand comes to the shin, the brick, right hand up towards the sky. So we'll find those circles with our shoulder circles. So maybe you close your eyes here. Feel the foundation of the feet. And we'll change direction. Enjoying the breath. Finish that last revolution. Maybe gaze towards that upper thumb. We take 1 more breath in. On an exhale, find your way back into warrior 2. Your vinyasa. Nice work. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Soft eye gaze. Finding that connection with your breath. So keep your hands where they are. Let's walk our feet just 10, 12 inches closer to our hands. Maybe those heels connect with the floor. Let's take the left hand on the outer side of your right wrist. Take it the other way.
Oh.
Actually, you can do whatever version you like. Beautiful. Steady breathing. Gentle twisting under that right shoulder. We'll release the left hand to the floor. Take that right hand on the outside of the left ankle. Soften those knees as much as you need. Feel the breath in the back body. Please release the right hand back to the floor. Step the feet back into your downward dog. So on our inhale, we'll find our way to high plank. Spin those heels to the right, setting up for Vashisthasana. So right hand underneath right shoulder. You can drop the knee if you wish. Left hand up towards the sky. So we lift those hips. Maybe shift your eye gaze. Steady breathing. One more inhale here. On an exhale, lower that left hand. We find our way through high plank. Now spin the heels in the opposite direction. Drop the knee if you wish. Right hand up towards the sky. So that left hand needs to be underneath that left shoulder, keeping the body safe. We bump up the hips, maybe gaze towards that upper thumb. One more breath here. On an exhale, that right hand to the floor, find your way to high plank, then downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Recommit, reconnect with that breath. We'll take another inhale here. Let it go. So we transfer to high plank in Vashisthasana again. Spin the heels to the right. Drop that knee if you wish. That left hand up towards the sky. I'm getting away from the palm. So we'll take that left hand over the left ear. You know where we're going. So maybe hover that left leg off the mat. We squeeze elbow and knee towards one another. We lengthen. Maybe put a smile on your face. Breathe and extend. Gorgeous. 3 more. Getting so strong. Last 2. Beautiful. 1 more here. Maybe they connect. We lengthen. Lower. We pass through high plank. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Stay here for a few breaths. Maybe twist out your wrist a little bit. Shake out that head. Last side. We inhale to high plank. Spin the heels to the left. So modify, drop that knee if you wish. You can always keep this pose static or take that right hand over the right ear, hover that right leg off the mat. He goes on a mission today. Squeeze that elbow into knee and lengthen. Maybe this side's easier for you. Extend. 3 more. Move with your breath. Last 2. Beautiful. Last one. Elbow in towards your knee. We lengthen. Find your way to high plank, to low, cobra or upward dog. Nice work. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Let's drop those knees to the mat. Let's find our way into a child's pose for a few breaths. Forehead to the floor. Coming onto those elbows, take the soles of your palms together as we melt our heart. Slow down that breath. Lick your lips. Feel the sensations in your palms, noticing the heat, the energy, tingling, feeling the rush of blood. Let those hips be a little heavier. Beautiful. We take 1 more breath in. Let's let that go. Release the hands. We transition to our hands and knees. Tuck those toes under. We'll meet in downward dog. Soft eye gaze towards the back of the mat. So draw those big toes into the center line. Right leg lifts. We take that right knee outside the right ankle, maybe it connects, and we extend. Let's crisscross to the left elbow. We lengthen. Now we'll take our knee to our nose, look between our hands. We find that crescent lunge. Come all the way up. Beautiful. We'll bring our prayer to our heart center. Again, let's interlace those fingers. Inhale, press those palms forward. We'll extend those hands high. And we'll take those palms forward. You can release those hands, finding your way into our warrior three. So I'll bring my prayer to my heart, lift that left leg. We'll find the upward dog in the chest. Now we'll take that left leg out to the side. We're gonna curtsy and find our way back into warrior three. 4 more on that side. So that left leg crosses behind, you curtsy, and we lift. 3 more.
Is this English yoga?
Is it English? It's British. British yoga. We'll lift your heart. I just lost my count, so we'll do 2 more. Back into the warrior three. Beautiful, last one. We curtsy, we find our way into warrior three, then take a giant step back. Don't hit the main coon. Into our vinyasa. Right leg back, high to low, cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. So those big toes come into that center plane. Our left leg lifts. We'll bring that left knee outside the left elbow. We shift the weight forward. Maybe the knee connects and we extend. Now we crisscross to that right elbow. Hover. Lift. Now our knee to our nose. We round. Look between your hands. Step that leg forward into your crescent lunge. Come all the way up. We bring our prayer to our heart center. So we interlace our fingers. Inhale, expand, relax those shoulders. Then we lift. Now we'll push off. So I'll just release my hands and find your way into warrior three. I'll bring my prayer to my heart and elevate that right leg. So find the upward dog in the chest. And we'll take that right foot to the left side of our mat. We curtsy and lift.
We got a spot of tea
We can have a spot of tea. We curtsy.
and some crumpets.
Bangers and mash. Curtsy. 2 more. So we find our way to warrior three. Try not to use the wall. We curtsy. Gorgeous. Last one. From warrior three, take that right leg out. Curtsy. Warrior three. Step that leg back. Nice work, vinyasa. Hands to the floor. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Soft eye gaze. So let's walk those hands and feet towards the center of our mat. I'll face you. And we'll bend those knees, finding malasana. So we sit tall. Elbows on the inner knees. So try not to lean down. See if you can engage that core. So we'll take that right hand in the inside of the right foot. Left arm expands. Maybe take that left hand, find the inner hip fold. That left shoulder's lifting. Nice, and we'll lower that left hand down in the inside of that left ankle and expand that opposite hand, spread the fingers wide. Find that breath, beautiful. Wrap the hand behind the back body, maybe find that hip crease. Right shoulder lifts. Nice, and we'll take that right hand back into the center. So both hands to the floor, we're just going to straighten through those legs. And again, find your way into malasana. I'm going to lift my heels though, into that frog motion, and then we'll straighten the legs, heels down as you lengthen through those legs. A few more. So we lift our heels, sitting into that frog position, then lengthen, heels down. 3 more. So we're opening up the arches of our feet. Lift your heart here, heels down as you lengthen through those legs. Last 2. Moving the energy, maybe smile, expand. And last 1. We find that frog position. Let's lift the legs, heel toe those feet together. Slowly unwind that spine. Head is super heavy. Big breath in. Samastitihi, hands at heart center. Pause and breathe. Slow down the breath. Just flutter those eyelids open. We've done a lot of shoulder work this morning, so relax your hands alongside the body. Let's rotate the shoulders up and over. Change direction. Just working our way down the body. Let's twist our spine. Connect with the kidneys, with the back of the hands. A happy life is a happy spine, so we're always investigating different movements to the spine. Last 2, 1, we expand, feel that energy, and just heel toe those feet together, hands on our knees. Let's just make some knee circles, maybe 5, 6, 7 revolutions in one direction, and we'll change direction. And we'll stand up, and let's finally, working on our ankles, come on to the top of the toes. We just move the ankle. Several revolutions in one direction, and then change direction. Better on carpeting or your mat. Nice, and we'll change sides when you're ready. Messing up your pedicure. We'll change direction. Nice, let's just shake out that extra energy. And we'll find our way into our chair. First chair this morning. So our fingers brush the floor. We breathe in. And let's find our way into our eagle. So we wrap that right elbow under. Maybe connect the soles of the palms. Weight into that left foot. We lift the right leg up, over, and twist. As we spin those knees into center, we sit tall. Relax the jaw. Soften those shoulders. Squeeze those thighs together. So we've already explored warrior 3. So let's take it with our eagle arms. So unwrap that right leg. Reach the heart forward. Gorgeous. Lift that back leg a little higher. Find that breath. With control, we'll take that right knee up, back over, find that wrap. Stay here for 1 full breath in, 1 full breath out, and release everything. Full inhale, samastitihi, hands come to our heart center. Beautiful, other side, same thing. So we start with our chair, fingers brush. Now take that opposite hand, left elbow underneath the right, wrap those shoulders, weight into the right foot, use the core, lift, up and over, maybe find that twist. So get those knees in line with the elbows. Can you soften the shoulders? Squeeze those thighs together, we sit tall, look straight ahead. Where do you feel the breath in the body? I see Bill in the back. He's excited to do Virabhadrasana 3, so let's unwrap that left leg.
That's where we're going, right?
That's right. Pitch the heart forward, level off the hips. Find that foundation with the right leg. Lift that left leg higher than you think you can. Come on, Cookie. And with control, we take that wrap back up and over. Pause for a full breath in, a full breath out. We release everything, inhale. And samastitihi, hands come to our heart center. So we're all set for our dancer. Right elbow, right hip. Left arm lifts. Bend that right foot. Reach for the inner arch. We squeeze those knees together. I should say I squeeze my tentacles together. Left hand lifts and take that reach forward. So let go what you think this posture is supposed to look like. Where are you feeling it in the body? Balancing, expanding, kicking, concentrating. 2 more breaths here. Getting so strong. We take one more inhale. Finish that exhale, then ride that breath up. Inhale and take that right foot into our tree. Hands come to our heart. Pause. Feel that connection of the right foot and the inner left thigh. Again, we'll interlace those hands. We inhale forward, open up those shoulders. Now option to gaze towards the fingers. Find that breath. For 3, 2, and on 1, we just release the hands. Allow the fingers to come down, right foot to the mat. Other side. So we'll start with our dancer. Left elbow by that left hip, right arm high. Bend the left knee. Reach for the inner part of the foot. We squeeze those knees together. So find the balance before you start kicking and reaching. You're looking straight ahead, don't look down. Start with the kicking action. When you find that resistance, reach. Kicking and reaching. Play your edge. Breathe to the outside of your skin. Breathe through your skin. 2 more breaths. We're kicking and reaching. Then we ride that breath up and find that left foot in the inner right thigh. Start with your hands at your heart center. Find the balance. Beautiful. Again, we interlace those hands. We inhale forward, lift the hands high, relax those shoulders. Stay here or begin to shift your gaze towards the hands. If you fall out, well done. And then we just twinkle those fingers down. Lower that left leg. Samastitihi, pause and breathe. So we'll step at the top of the mat. A full breath in. Let's take a slight back bend and forward fold. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump the feet back. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. Let's find that low lunge again. Left knee to the earth. Hands outside that front foot. So we're working on our Hanumanasana. Trying to maneuver around Ringo. Opening up that left hip flexor. So we'll draw those hips back as we lengthen over that right leg. Flex the foot. Take that left hand outside the outer edge of the right foot. Lengthen over that right leg. Soften the knee slightly. Find that scissor action in the hips. And on the next breath, we'll take a bend in that right knee again. Gorgeous. We'll take one more forward fold. So the hips over that left knee. Extend that right leg. Lengthen, chin towards your shin. You can use that left hand outside the right foot. Flex the toes. Option to stay here, or we're working on our right leg split. So stay here in that runner's stretch, or extend that right leg. Scissor action. Hands can support alongside the body. Maybe take your hands up towards the sky. Find that breath. Use a brick. 2 more breaths. Another full inhale. Let's let it go. I'm tucking my left toes under. Lifting that right leg up towards the sky. And just shake it out. Find your way into downward dog. Pedal out those feet. On the next inhale, the left leg lifts. And find that low lunge. Right knee to the earth, untuck the toes. Hands outside that front foot, melt into those hips. Open up the collarbones. Soften the left toes. Steady breathing. Now we'll draw our hips back. That right hip is over the right knee. Flex the left foot. Maybe encourage it a little bit. Flex the left toes as you lengthen over that leg. Right hand, that opposite hand on the outer edge of the foot. Feeling those hamstrings. Enjoying the breath. One more inhale. You let that go. We'll take a deep bend in that left knee again. Can always stay and explore these postures in between the left side version of the split. So again, one more time, let's draw the hips back. Flex the left foot. Feel the engagement of the hamstrings. Soften that left knee a little bit, not hyperextending. Can you feel the right toenails? We stay here, or your version of left split. So use a brick. Each side's a little different. Allow the body to soften. Maybe close your eyes for a few breaths. Please take one more inhale. Let that go. Right toes tucked under. Engage the core, extend that left leg high. And just shake it out. Find your way into downward dog. On the next inhale, that right leg lifts again. We're gonna find our pigeon. Woo! Right knee, right thumb, untuck the toes, and slowly lower down. Forehead to the back of the hands, or you can use your brick. Allow those shoulders to relax. Slow down the breath. So seeing if you can isolate this posture to the hips. So not leaning too much onto the hands. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. Relax your face. Clear out the cobwebs. 2 more breaths. We'll take a final full inhale. Complete that exhalation. Inhale, we lift our heart. We'll shift weight into that right hip. And we'll just take that left knee in our left elbow and the left foot in the inner crease of our right elbow. So I'll face you. We rock side to side. And we'll take that left foot outside the right knee. So an option to extend that right leg. But find your sits bones. Let's squeeze that knee in towards our chest. Left hand supports behind the left hip. We expand and take that right elbow outside the left knee and twist. So we breathe in and we twist. 2 more, we lengthen, we twist. 1 more breath in. Let's twist. Counter twist in the opposite direction. And just unravel and we'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. On an inhale, the left leg lifts. We find pigeon on the other side. Right leg behind you, untuck your toes, and just support your forehead on the back of the hands. Steady breathing. Relax the jaw. So same thing on this side. Take the arm pressure out of the earth. That right hip point is coming towards the ground. You feel those right toenails. Relax your face. Soften the root of the tongue. Please take one more breath here. We let that go. On an inhale, we lift our heart. As we take weight into that left hip, we'll swing that right leg around, right heel into that left elbow crease, and just rock that baby. Lift the heart. And we'll take that right foot outside the left knee, option to extend that bottom leg, or we find both sits bones. Let's hug that knee in, right hand behind the right hip, left arm expands, and we take that elbow outside the knee as we twist. Heart lifts on the inhale, we twist on the exhale. Breathe in, wringing out that spine, moving it in another direction, extend, we twist, relax your face, one more in breath, and we twist, take a twist in the opposite direction, and just unravel those legs, and let's hug, give ourselves another hug, forehead to the tops of the knees, we'll lift our heart, we'll take our hands behind our hips, we squeeze those knees in, we lengthen on the exhale. Move with the breath and extend. You can take maybe one hand at heart center or both hands. So maybe not try hard, try easy. Let's take 5 more. Last 4. We're breathing 3, 2, on 1, feet back, flat on the floor. Let's give ourselves one more big squeeze. Slowing down that breath. Now we'll lift our heart, extending that left leg. We'll find tree position, right foot in the inner left thigh. Find those sits bones. We extend the arms up overhead as we lengthen over the leg. So lots of working on our hamstrings this morning. Chin towards the shin. Great time to give your toes, inner arches, and heel a little massage here. Two more breaths. One more inhale. Let's let that go. We lift our heart and extend the right leg and just bring that left foot in the inner right thigh. Full breath in. Twist towards that right leg as we lengthen. Keep those sits bones rooted. Soften the right knee. Maybe massage the right toes, arches, the heel, sending a little love to our feet. One more breath here. Let that go. On an inhale, we lift. Now take the sole of the right foot into the left. We find our Baddha Konasana, our butterfly. So gently flutter those wings, lift the heart. And I'm going to walk my feet a little further so we're more in the diamond shape. And again, you can float those wings. Maybe reach your heart forward. Finding that breath. On an inhale, we lift. We'll extend our legs. We'll come onto our back body. We're gonna work our way into plow position. So a couple of options here. If plow is not part of your practice, you can find this inversion against the wall. Just take the legs up. Bill's doing a version of shoulder stand. I'm going to find our way into plow, so I lift my hips, support my lower back. The pressure is not on the back of the neck. I'm on the back of the shoulders, the back of the head, supporting my lower back. Allowing the blood and circulation to just flow down the legs. Breathing into that middle back. Counterbalancing or just countering all of that sitting, leaning over our computers, driving. So really find the breath, send it to that middle back. Relax your face. 2 more breaths here. A final full inhale. Let that go. Coming onto the tops of the feet, I'm going to squeeze those knees into my ears. Karna Pindasana. Then letting go of my lower back, controlling the descent of the spine. And when the hips hit the ground, you can slowly lower those legs down. And we're going to take those knees back into our chest. Give yourself another squeeze. Cactus those hands out to the side. Allow the backs of the hands to connect with the floor or the mat. We'll take the knees to the left. Shift your gaze over the right shoulder. Now staying here, squeeze those knees together or just extend those legs. Find that breath. Take the head back to center. If you straighten the legs, take a bend in those knees together. We squeeze those knees together. We bring them back to center. Take a full breath in. On an exhale, drop the knees in the opposite direction. Still squeezing those knees together. You can take your gaze over that left shoulder. Stay here, or maybe lengthen through those legs. 2 more breaths. Bending those knees if you straighten those legs. Squeeze those knees together. And one more time. We'll draw those knees back to center. Take your feet flat on the floor. And we'll just take 2 bridges. We've done so much lower back and warming up our hamstrings. So feet hips distance apart. Root the feet, 4 corners of the feet. Just lift the hip points. You can walk your shoulders underneath. Finding that bow on the back body. Energetically hug those knees together. Such a beautiful stretch. Face is soft, breath is steady. Relax those toes. We'll slowly unwind that spine. Allow those knees to kiss. You can take those legs the width of your mat. Allow those knees to fall in. Let's take our hands on our belly. Feel the breath there. Maybe lick your lips. Clean the teeth with your tongue. As we'll open up our knees, take those feet hips distance apart again. 1 more bridge. On an inhale, root the feet, lift those hip points. Walk the shoulders in. Maybe interlace the fingers. Again, our head and shoulders don't move in this position. Find that breath, that beautiful bow. Breathe into the middle back. Energetically squeeze those knees together. Face is soft. We'll slowly unwind the spine. We hug those knees into our chest 1 more time. Open up those knees. Take the soles of our feet together. Hands outside those ankles. Draw those heels down. Open up those knees. And our final posture is taking our hands in the inner arches of our feet. We find our straddle. Release the legs and slowly find your way into Shavasana. Take up some space. Relax the face, let go of any control of your breath, and just be. We connect with that next full incoming breath. Gently sigh it out. Let's take one more inhale. Nice long audible exhale. Clear out the breath. So we move movement into our fingers and toes as we twist our wrists in and out. Can windshield wiper those feet in and out. Maybe twist the ankles. Find that movement. And we extend the arms up overhead. Another beautiful stretch as we squeeze and hug those knees into our chest and draw the forehead to the knees. Stretch out the back of the neck, shoulders relax. We'll take the head and shoulders back on the floor. Just take the hands on top of your knees. We'll find some circles in one direction. And please change direction. And then having those knees fall to either side of the mat as we curl up into that beautiful ball of light. Option to stay here, or we'll find our way to a comfortable seated position. Our eyes soft or closed, inviting your hands to your heart center, acknowledging this practice, this time you carved out for yourself to reconnect with your breath, to open up the body, to quiet the mind, and to connect with community. So let's join our voices to go together to seal class off with one beautiful Om. We sip in the inhalation. The light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. Thank you for a beautiful practice. Make it a great day. Namaste.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone. Someone's been practicing the guitar.
Yeah, I didn't make a mistake this morning.
Thanks, everyone. Really nice to see you.